Okay, here we go.
Okay. Hey, I'm Gavin. So today I'd like to introduce you all to Greta Thunberg. It's supposed to be a picture of her, but she's a 16-year-old from Sweden she's a 16-year-old from Sweden who's gained worldwide attention in the last year for being a leading voice in the fight against climate change. She's spoken in front of the UN. She's nominated for a Nobel Prize, and she also has Asperger's, and that's a weird thing to bring up. I realize that, but I'll get to it later. She's a very influential figure in today's world. She has over 7.5 million followers on Instagram, so listen to her. No, but climate change is a very real issue, and because she's going to be in the news for it a lot in the coming years, I think it's good to get to know who she is. So at the age of 16, Thunberg has already garnered the attention of the world stage as she founded her Fridays for the Future movement. This movement has brought her a lot of publicity, and with that has come a ton of support and a ton of criticism as well, and we'll go over all of that today. But let's start with her origins and her movement. So she started protesting in front of the Swedish parliament by skipping school and holding a sign out there in early 2018. Because she's the daughter of two fairly well-known celebrity opera singers in Sweden, people took notice and started taking photos of her. Two organizations, climate change organizations, found her and started endorsing her and supporting her. And with their money and platform, she has used it to found her movement. So with this movement, she's been going around Europe for the last year, and now she's in the US, protesting on Fridays with the public. That's her general idea. This craze has caught on everywhere. We even had one in Slough on the 27th, where they were marching downtown. And it's a growing movement. This most recent strike had over 2 million participants worldwide. And with all this attention and a good cause, she's garnered a lot of support from people like AOC, other politicians, as well as celebrities like DiCaprio. They've come forward stating that they support her and hope to see her do well. The UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, also said that his generation had failed to respond properly to the dramatic challenge of climate change, and this is deeply felt by young people. So he agreed with her, but on the other side of the spectrum, a lot of people criticize her. And aside from climate change deniers, who I'm not even going to address, people call her out for saying that she's too young, too dumb to know what's really happening. Often they bring up her Asperger's as evidence for this, which is a bit rude. But a bigger issue is her privilege. She grew up to rich parents in Sweden, and then it's hard for people to listen to her whine in front of the UN about how they've stolen her childhood while kids in Somalia can't get water. But that's all for the criticism. Greta's very blunt and in your face. It's really easy to recognize that once you listen to her speak. And even for me, as a strong supporter of her, it's sometimes hard to listen to her speeches. But no matter what you think about her, climate change is a very real and really daunting issue. And what she's doing can be nothing but good, seeing as she's pushing world leaders to make a change. Thank you.